In this short video, I'm going to reveal my 8 most powerful sex secrets so you can get any woman to have deep, shivering orgasms on demand. Every single time you dive into bed together. Orgasm's so powerful, you'll have her dreaming about you even when you're not with her, and calling to ask you if it's okay to come around after work to hang out. It doesn't even matter if she's never had a single orgasm in her entire life, or how many rock star guys she's been with in the past. You'll make her feel so good she'll put maximum effort into making herself sexy and desirable for you, because she knows that other women will be lining up behind her. These 8 sexual secrets are the key to dominating in the bedroom, radiating masculinity into the air, and providing your ability to satisfy her like no other man has or even could. Here's the deal. You don't need dozens of girls' worth of experience under your belt, or even one in order to use these sex hacks effectively. You just need to listen to what I'm about to tell you. But before I reveal to you these 8 unique orgasm formulas, let me ask you 3 very important questions. Do you want to satisfy your partner or the new girl you just met so intensely that she just can't stop picturing the wild, erotic sex you'll have the next time you hook up? How about seeing her trembling and blushing with attraction every time you slip your clothes back on in the morning? And not worrying if her exes were more dominant in bed than you? Or are you afraid your girl is so unsatisfied that she'll cheat or leave you because she knows that there are men out there who can give her the sex she really needs, wants, and desires? If you answered yes to any of these questions, relax. All you need to do now is simply follow along with this video. In less than 10 minutes, I'll show you everything you need to know about making sure your girl will be left blushing, trembling, and deeply attracted to you after sex, and will never even think about cheating or running off for another guy. I'm about to show you orgasm techniques so powerful, they will have any woman you choose climaxing up to 8 unique, explosive ways. So intensely that her body will uncontrollably shiver with ecstasy and desire. But a quick warning, she'll be so satisfied and hungry for more that you'll need to be careful which women you choose these techniques with, since some will end up craving you constantly and begging for your attention. These 8 secrets will immediately transform your sex life, relationships, and ability to attract new women like an orgasm-generating sex god. And not only that, but your confidence outside the bedroom will skyrocket too. When you know you can give mind-blowing sex, the anxiety of approaching and talking to hot women suddenly vanishes, and they can feel your dominating presence. Other men will sense your dominance as well, making them less likely to try things with your girl. You can do all of this regardless of how old she is, whether she's an inexperienced virgin or has a list of high-performing guys in her past, the size of your penis, how long you're able to last, your looks, or your fitness level. All the fitness you'll need is the stamina in bed. But before I get started, let me properly introduce myself. Hi, I'm Sebastian. And if you know me, you know how obsessed women are with having sex with me. How they tell their friends about the multiple hair-raising orgasms and kinky sex acts they thought they'd never do, especially with a stranger. How they feel immediate trust in me when we hit the bed, and how they'll do anything to please me back, because I finally made them feel like a real woman. And if you know me very well, you know I used to be completely useless in bed. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it's when the quality of sex isn't enough for your girl, it's literally relationship suicide. Here's the God-honest truth, and this is pretty much where my story begins. 7 years ago, before I knew the truth to pleasing women sexually, my now ex-girlfriend Michelle, she used to cry from frustration every time we had sex. Although she loved me, she just couldn't get over the fact that I didn't match her super horny needs as a woman. In the beginning, she only cried quietly and secretively in the bathroom. She was torn between her love for me and her instinctual lust for intense, dominating sex that made her orgasm. But eventually, Michelle started sobbing in bed straight after having sex every single time. It was so awkward and embarrassing. I couldn't think of anything to say other than, "I'm sorry." I was so scared of her cheating on me because of the bad sex. I mean, I've heard of it happening a lot and even to a few friends of mine. But we loved each other so much and our relationship was pretty much perfect in every other area. But for me, I was convinced that bad sex couldn't ruin all of that. But back then, I was totally naive, and eventually, I learned a bitter lesson. A bad sex life is like a ticking bomb. It will destroy everything unless you defuse it and stop it. But really, the hardest part is you don't know when this bomb will explode. Could it be the next time you have sex? Or in 2 years, just when you think everything's going perfectly and that she's the one? But believe me, it eventually will. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a Sunday evening, and we were at my apartment when I experienced the thing no guy ever wants to happen. It was just after sex, which ended with me coming too quickly, as usual, and her not climaxing at all, as usual, when she just couldn't take it any longer. After crying at the end of the bed for about 5 minutes, she turned around, and she wasn't even able to look me in the eyes. And she said, "I love you, Seb, but it's just not enough." And with that said, I'll spare you with the emotional details. Michelle ended our relationship when the door closed, hoping to find another man as quickly as possible who would fill that sexual void and take her frustration away. Just the thought of her having sweaty, breathless, orgasmic sex with another guy made me sick. I mean, for real, I was crushed. But soon after, I realized the huge amount of frustration and suffering that I had caused her with my lame sex techniques, that she deserved better. But when that door closed, I could hardly breathe. My whole body was trembling, and I couldn't speak a word because I was so blindsided and broken. So after my girlfriend left me due to our lousy sex life, I was shit scared to approach a new woman on the street or even at work. I was so anxious because I knew I couldn't deliver the kind of hair-raising sex women need and want. Even though you won't get intimate with every woman you meet, this deep-rooted anxiety seems to seep into every part of your daily life, and it really cripples your ability to be confident and respected also as a man. I realized then that my essence was scarred and pretty damaged. That is the moment I swore to myself that I would never ever disappoint a woman in bed again. So in the next 6 months, I learned more about female orgasms than even the heaviest sex addicts would even dream about. Fueled by humiliation, I absorbed every sex manual, every video and scientific study about sex and orgasms written by scientists and psychologists, not some clueless freelancer in Men's Health or Cosmo. It wasn't so much curiosity, but for me it was a necessity. It was a fundamental need to restore my self-confidence. After hundreds of hours of research, I not only found out why I was lousy in bed and exactly how I could make women lay trembling in ecstasy, but I also learned everything about the woman's body. Truly, much more than most girls know about themselves. After half a year of painstaking studies, I'll say it, I knew more about sex and the female body than 99% of people, and I'm talking both men and women. So you say, Sebastian, how did you figure that out? Well, even though it was one of the toughest things I've ever done, I started having sex with women again. And for my story, this is where things get really exciting. After all this deep studying, women were so overwhelmed, so shocked with my new techniques that even after the first night we met, they would say nobody had ever been able to make them feel like a sex goddess, willing to do anything to please me in any way I wanted. More importantly, they felt connected, sexy, and excited to do things they swore they never would do. For them, it seemed like they finally found a guy who understood and knew exactly what made them tick. Like in those popular sex fantasy novels that women read, this is when I realized how much women love having sex. And I'd say many times even more than guys, but only when it's mind-blowing, orgasmic sex like I'm about to teach you. If you can do this for them, they will never want to let you go. And really, the ball is in your court to play the game as you please. Everything just seemed to fall into place once I mastered sex. The more hot and sexy women I had sex with, the more orgasm techniques I developed. It's like the reward for having great sex with hot women was the ability to give hot women even greater sex. Deja vu, I guess. And then my day-to-day life improved. My anxiety was gone, and I became a dominant, respected man by both men and women. That's when I realized it wasn't truly, my fault that I sucked in bed before. The true, real problem was that magazines and other sources give completely wrong information about what they think women really want. Reading articles like 5 Tips for a Better Sex Life. Those types of articles will not turn you into a sex god who women will do anything for. I call bullshit. And also, it's not your fault that you don't know exactly how you can get a woman to orgasm this intensely and predictably. Because you've been lied to, my friend, your whole life about what great sex is or even what it looks like. In actuality, it's the total opposite. Online blogs and articles will never reveal the really good tips and tricks. These orgasm techniques are so powerful that the 0.1% of men who know them don't want you to figure it out. That would mean more competition for them, so they tell you to do the opposite. Just think about it. How often have you read step by step proven tips regarding intense anal sex and skin-tingling squirting? Probably never. Truth is, literally every woman can experience a squirt orgasm, and 65% of women love anal sex. These magazines and blogs make these things seem dirty and unwanted, when in fact women crave them. I'll show you exactly how to get them to do these things sooner than later. And that's only 2 examples. I'm about to show you 8. As soon as you say goodbye to those lie-riddled mainstream articles along with their vanilla, missionary sex style and learn the real orgasm methods, your sex life will transform so fast you won't even know what to do with all the women calling you back for more. Just like what happened to me starting 6 years ago. But it won't take you nearly as much time. It won't even take you a week. Here's a crazy story. I only truly realized that women were addicted to having sex with me when I was added by an unbelievably cute girl on Facebook. After a little bit of small talk, this girl finally cracks and tells me she's a friend of my current sex partner, and that her friend had gushed about me and my sex techniques so much that she now wanted to meet me too. My sex techniques were so incredible that women were literally sending their friends to me. Sentences like, "You know my pussy better than I do," and "Can we do it again tomorrow?" became a daily occurrence for me. I used to think that you only heard women say stuff like that in porn, but that's far from true. Eventually, this new reputation began circling around, and all my guy friends were desperate to know what I had learned. I was constantly bombarded with questions such as, how do I get my girlfriend to squirt? How do I convince my girlfriend to have anal sex with me? How can I get my partner to orgasm in a way that she has never done before? How do I get my wife to give me a blowjob without having to ask for one? How do I get more spice into our sex life? How do I guarantee my girlfriend stays with me and doesn't cheat? Words like convince and cheating were totally foreign to me at this point. With my techniques, these words didn't even exist. But because I was so interested whether my methods would work for other men too, I started giving them step-by-step explanations for my techniques to use on their women. It didn't take long before my friend David came running in to tell me all about this girl he picked up last night and how she won't stop calling him for more earth-shattering sex. He told me, "Seb, what the hell is happening? She dirty talked, orgasmed 4 times, squirted, and we even did anal for the first time. Where did you get this stuff?" Another example was when my friend Chris's wife started giving him blowjobs all the time without him asking. She even started waking him up with blowjobs a few times a week. Even my most inexperienced friend had brought his longtime girlfriend to 3 different, all-new orgasms. Now says they have more sex than he can handle, sometimes up to 3 times a day. These aren't just effective at enhancing relationships either. They're saving them. A friend who doesn't want to be named even stopped his girlfriend leaving him for another guy. She had been so frustrated and unsatisfied with their sex life before, but now she's stuck to him like glue. When I saw how these exact orgasm methods helped my friends and so many other naive guys, and how happy they and their partners had become with their sex life, I decided to say, screw you to all the false gurus and crappy articles out there the biggest way I knew how, by helping as many men as I possibly could. So, are you ready to know the full 8 orgasm formulas that allowed me to sleep with and captivate hundreds of smoking hot women over the last 6 years? These are the 8 orgasms you need and have to know about. 1. Nipple orgasm. 2. The clitoral orgasm. 3. Vaginal orgasm. 4. G-spot orgasm. 5. Squirting orgasm. 6. The A-spot orgasm. 7. Anal orgasm. And 8. The U-spot orgasm. These 8 areas, when triggered in precisely the right way, will cause the most explosive screaming orgasms your girl will ever feel in her entire life. Breaking each area down individually right now would overload your brain with info. It would take me over 40 minutes to explain just one. Every subtle hand motion and technique, the exact angles, trigger points, and timing of movements, all of these are crucial in order to get your girl to gasp and claw at the bedsheets, begging for more. So where can you learn the exact steps to triggering any of these points the right way to induce mind-blowing orgasms, let alone several in a single night? That's what I had to learn the hard way. So you don't. What if there was a way for you to learn all of this in-depth information in a format that included easy, step-by-step walkthroughs to perfect your technique before you even have to touch a girl? Videos that would take you through live demonstrations using anatomical models so you can see exactly what you need to do to your girl, as well as loaded presentations explaining why it's so powerful and how to do each variation in depth. This kind of sex insider information has never existed in this format before, but that's about to change. I've condensed all my sexual expertise, every single trick and hack I learned over the last 6 years, and loaded it into a 10-module video course designed to teach you these exact skills, step by step, as effectively as possible using live demonstrations. I call this proven 10-chapter course 8FO, 8 times female orgasm. Before I take you inside this course, know that it took me exactly 7 years to collect and master everything I've packed into this one-size-fits-all program. Even now, the more and more I read about unheard-of sex topics, the more I know there's nothing left to add to this course. It's that loaded. And the best part is, this isn't some untested garbage theory. These are proven orgasm strategies and techniques which I've honed by having mind-blowing sex with hundreds of women, from highly strung virgins to rock star chicks who are used to dominant males. Honestly, I'm kind of sad this course has only been created now. If I had this orgasm manual 7 years ago, it would have saved me a ton of embarrassment and self-doubt. But more importantly, it would have saved my first girlfriend a lot of tears and heartbreak. I didn't have a proven step-by-step guide back then, but now you do. If you decide to learn these bulletproof methods and secret orgasm techniques, you'll rapidly be able to deliver the kind of kinky, erotic sex your partner or one-night stand deserves. Techniques that will prove to be so powerful, you'll be able to pick up the hottest girl you see, take her home, and have her texting you the next day asking to show you her sexy new outfit tonight. Here are some 100% authentic comments from people who started just like you. Content equals amazing. I hadn't even heard of many of these things, even though I have been researching this topic for quite some time. I'll admit I was surprised to learn so much in the chapter about female anatomy. I thought I was well-rounded, but I guess you can always learn more. Sebastian, 8FO is a masterpiece. High quality from start to finish. I really like the idea with the lifelike silicone model and the profile illustration you use. Just phenomenal. Hi, Sebastian. The work you put in is first class, and I wanted to give you a quick shout-out and thanks. I think my girlfriend will be pleasantly surprised. I will just say it how it is. Sebastian, your work is top-notch. I've already learned so much, and I can testify it works just as you say it will. Much appreciated. With 8FO, you have the unique opportunity to steal 7 years' worth of trial and error experience and gain these sex skills as if you were born with them. Now, you can get my complete orgasm formulas in these 10 unique videos and weaponize yourself with everything I've fine-tuned over the years in order to enjoy the most satisfying sex of your life in only a matter of days or even hours. In 8FO, you'll see the exact techniques I've used to score hundreds of beautiful women with minimal effort, and have them sending other girls my way to have a night they'll never forget. Why? Because these techniques work. They're not some BS rewritten a million times by every blog under the sun. And because everything in here requires no sex experience whatsoever, no giant penis, and no ability to bang for 30 minutes straight, you can whip out all these methods right now for guaranteed explosive orgasms that'll have her doing anything you desire in return. Want to bang that girl at the office or coffee shop you've had a crush on for ages? No problem. Need to prove your worth as a masculine man and your ability to be dominant? Step right up. You want to know how great it feels when a woman will do anything to please you? Keep watching. In these discrete video guides, you'll learn the exact orgasm techniques I use every single day to blow every type of woman out of the water. You'll be able to get any girl to climax up to 8 totally unique ways, so intensely that her face will blush and her entire body will shiver uncontrollably. Most men will never know 10% of the things you're about to learn from this limited run course. Here's just a little taste of what you'll learn throughout the full program. The exact methods for getting the hottest women addicted to having sex with only you. Every licking method for mind-numbing, repeat orgasms. Every fingering technique that'll get her hot and horny instantly. More than 30 of the most effective sex toys from beginner to advanced, so you can bring this extreme erotic pleasure to any woman. The orgasms that are only possible with specific sex toys, and most of them only cost a few dollars. Key anatomical knowledge. I'm not talking about the same old, where's the clitoris and G-spot topic, but hidden areas and trigger spots that'll make her squirt every time. How to satisfy any woman so easily that she will only want to have orgasms with you for the rest of her life. A little-known position with which your penis will seem 2 to 3 centimeters larger for deeper stimulation. The dirtiest sex fantasies the majority of women have, but wouldn't dare tell you about unless you do them first. 13 unique ways to guarantee your girl has a heart-stopping squirt orgasm. The psychological trigger in a woman's brain for adrenaline-pumping vaginal orgasms, which she can't even give herself. The best sex positions for unbelievably intense orgasms and deep penetration. Every type of orgasm women can have, and how you can trigger each of the 8 types, even in a single night. The true secrets of 80 women regarding their orgasms and what they wished men knew about giving them. And so much more. The full course is divided into 10 easy-to-follow modules, each giving in-depth knowledge to the topic at hand along with video demonstrations on a lifelike prop. These are designed to be condensed but efficient in educating the viewer, ensuring nobody gets bored. You can get all this insider knowledge about female sex anatomy and hidden orgasms today. Even if you only use a fraction of this material, it'll still be like you were born to give orgasms. Think about it. How much is that worth it to you? To bring a woman to such bone-shaking, intense orgasms that none of her ex-partners were able to give her, to ensure that she'll never look at other guys again? To finally let your partner have the best sex of her life? To stop this ticking time bomb and save your relationship or masculine ego from lousy sex and embarrassment? To not be worried about embarrassing yourself when having sex with a new woman for the first time, but to know that she'll be addicted to you and your dynamite sexual ability? To hear your girl say she's scared to lose you because she knows no other man will satisfy her sexually the way you can? To know she's telling her girlfriends all about how great you are and knowing they all stare at you with lust, wishing they were your girl? How much is that worth to you? $500? $1,000? Maybe even $2,000? My friends like David and Chris who've used these very techniques told me it would be a complete sin to let this go for under $1,000. But you won't pay that. For me, I would have easily paid a few grand 7 years ago to save my relationship, to save my girlfriend who I loved, and to not disappoint her any longer. Because this complete orgasm course has such a huge amount of powerful techniques with life-changing consequences, I initially wanted to sell 8FO for a more than reasonable price of $297. But I know you might not be able to justify that expense, no matter how much you want this solution. And since my goal is to help as many men like you as possible, you won't pay anything remotely near $297. And let me clear the air. This is not a monthly subscription or contract to anybody. Simply pay once and you'll get full access to 8FO for life. So if it's not $297, how much is it? To make this as accessible as possible, I'm dropping the price to a reasonable, fair $67 today. That's right. For the price of only a single month's gym membership, you can become an absolute rock star in bed for the rest of your life, commanding orgasms as you please, getting the hottest girls fighting for you to make them come nonstop, and earning automatic respect from your fellow men. If that's not a no-brainer, I don't know what is. And here's where this offer becomes an absolute steal. In order to prove to you how confident I am that this course will transform your life, I'm throwing in a complete 60-day money-back guarantee. That means you can get 8FO, watch every single minute, learn, and use all my secrets. And if you still feel it wasn't worth your money, simply email me and I'll refund you every last penny ASAP. No questions asked. You literally cannot lose by taking this offer. But here's the catch. I want to help as many good guys as possible. I can't let these techniques land in the wrong hands, since a lot of guys are jerks, and they'll use this course to manipulate women and mess with their emotions. I love women, and if you've joined me this far, then I'm assuming you do too. That's why I'm only opening this course to the first 500 buyers. After that, the doors will close, and your chance to get all this breakthrough material will disappear, along with your chance to give women blood-pumping orgasms on demand. I am not the guy to pull gimmicks and false statements. The sole reason why I'm limiting this course is simple. I want to ensure that all my members who write me an email will get the support and attention they deserve. My response time is usually just a few hours, often a lot quicker. If I had thousands of clients, I wouldn't be able to give you this guarantee and support. Easy as that. With that said, I've set an automatic closure for this site at exactly 500 purchases. After that, you'll see a text telling you sold out, you're too late. I don't even need to press a button to trigger that. So do you want to wait for that to happen? You've already watched this far. That tells me you want in as soon as possible. So if you order 8FO right now, the following will happen. You'll have immediate access to the entire 10-module program for you to dive in and absorb. You don't need to wait a few days for a packet or DVD which someone else could find in the mail. I promise you that you will not receive anything via mail from me. This course is fully online and accessible from any device connected to the internet. Discretion is also applied on your PayPal or your credit card statement, since you will not see the name of this product or any sexual word. Nobody will ever find out that you have purchased this course. Now's the time to act. Don't hesitate. It won't take long until all 500 have been sold. They're already flying off the shelf as we speak, and other guys are well on their way to mastering female orgasms just like I have. Just click on the purchase button below. Imagine if you had all this proven orgasm knowledge 6 to 12 months ago. How would your relationships, even your entire life, be different? Even if you were only to use 3 of these unknown methods, you'll be able to get your girlfriend or hookup to have such incredible orgasms that she'll beg you to do unbelievable things to her. So if you're picturing all of these possibilities in your imagination, now's the time to make them a reality. Click on the purchase button below and secure your limited copy of 8FO for only $67 before all 500 spots are taken. And like I said, this is not a subscription, but a mere one-off payment. You will not have to pay another cent again, regardless of how much of a sex god you become. You might be asking yourself a few common questions right about now. So Seb, what's all in the program? Well, the full course consists of 10 modules. Each module goes about 7 to 45 minutes. I tried to condense it down to only include the most important aspects, making it easy to follow. Each female orgasm module includes demonstration clips in which I show you in detail how the technique is to be performed. This is not illustrated on a real vagina or breasts, but rather on a lifelike prop. What if I change my mind about 8FO? Even though I find it highly unlikely that you won't like the 8 times female orgasm course, you're covered by a complete 60-day money-back guarantee. Just simply write me an email and I'll refund you every last penny. No questions asked. Is my purchase really discreet? Like what will appear on my PayPal or account statement? Nothing will be visible in regards to your purchase. Your account statement or PayPal account will be completely inconspicuous. Nothing will suggest a sex course purchase, and you won't receive anything by mail. You'll simply receive your receipt via email. There is no middleman, nothing is delivered, it's just between you and me. How can I watch the videos? After successful payment, you'll get instant access to the videos directly in the members area to ensure full discretion. If you encounter any problems, send me an email and I'll be happy to help you straight away. Again, this is one of the main reasons it's limited to 500 members, so I can ensure a quick turnaround on all questions. Now is the time to take action. If you really want access to this tried and tested course, there's never going to be a more perfect time than right this second. And remember, the benefits of this program go well beyond the bedroom. Not only will your sexual knowledge and skills be enhanced, but your self-confidence will go through the roof. I've experienced this myself. The knowledge that you can offer something to women in the bedroom that virtually no other men can will shoot your self-confidence into the sky. Trust me, women will practically eat up this extra self-confidence and be extremely aroused by your mere presence. So much so that half the task of attraction is done before you even open your mouth. Don't hesitate. Click on the purchase button below right now to change your life and receive immediate access to the new 8FO program for only $67. Hit the button below before all the spots are taken. Your sex life can't afford to miss this. I'll see you on the inside. Your friend, Sebastian. P.S. You'll not only learn top secret sex techniques, but I'll teach you on how you can get a woman addicted to your touch, even after only one night together. Your looks, the size of your penis, your fitness, all those things have zero to do with it. You have nothing to lose. Hit the button below and I'll talk to you in a minute.